What's up, everybody? This is Fitz from Fitz The Tantrums, and you are watching A-Sides.
I can't dance at all, and like even during soundcheck, like I was noticing moving a little bit.
And our music makes you do the awkward white guy dance?
It's totally, I think it's a step under that for me, actually. Whatever that is, that's where I am.
What I'm amazed here is that it's not even like, I feel like it's barely out of winter here. We were just in the south and it was already feeling like summer there, not here.
Yeah, I mean, well, I should mention that we're in Ardsley, New York, which is, for me, a music lover, very insane, and a Westchester resident, insane that you're actually here in Ardsley. You're the best thing to happen to this town since Starbucks.
You're the best since Starbucks. Wow, I feel honored.
Since Genevieve's opened, I don't know.
You know what's cool for us is I always love when we go to like the towns that people maybe never come through. They're always forced to go to the bigger city next to them to see a show. I feel like whenever we can go smaller town, people just appreciate the shows. We're just a little more raucous. People are just down to party a little more and have fun, and it just ends up being a really cool thing. And we sort of form real ties with smaller communities, and then when we come back, you know, it's like we just feel really appreciated by the community every time we come back, so it's pretty cool.
I could still turn on the radio and Moneygrabber's playing along with, you know, Out of My League, just still like in heavy rotation, and I feel like you've been blessed. Well, first of all, it's an amazing song, but I feel like to have the ability to have a song that's been played so much and to not ever get under your skin is really a huge accomplishment. So just throwing that out there.
Well, I think everybody in the band, we feel incredibly fortunate to like have had this opportunity. I will say that when we were writing that song, we knew it was a special song, and especially we started playing it live, and before the record even came out, you know, every night people would be like, "What's that Money song?" You know, and actually the backstory is that with that song, I knew it was a hit song, but we didn't have the right bridge on it, so I literally went back to the drawing table like 3 or 4 times and wrote 3 or 4 different bridges till we've got to the one that's on the record, because I knew that the bridge had to be as great as the rest of the song. And once we kind of came up with that war-inspired bridge, it just felt like the song all of a sudden went to another level. You know, and now that we've got a new album coming out, Out of My League is starting to get out there in the world and be played on the radio, and that's super exciting to come to shows and see people already singing along the words to some of the new songs. So
yeah, I mean, but you know, the other thing, and I don't, by no means is this band like a one-hit wonder, like at all, because you know, Breaking the Chains of Love and all this stuff, and I feel like there was like a year where you really couldn't watch a movie without like hearing your song, like LOV, or you know.
We got really lucky, a lot of great TV show placements, and then it just felt like the first record kind of got into the cultural zeitgeist a little bit. You could like walk into like Starbucks and hear it playing. My friend just, it was funny, I went to Arizona to meet my lady, and her family and my family were meeting, and I walked in the bathroom at the restaurant, and I'm literally standing there at the urinal, and I'm like, what's this band? And I was like, oh, that's us. It was very surreal.
You didn't sing along, did you? Because that would have been
no, but at first I was
awkward
like,
for the next guy.
I like this song. What is it? And then I took me a second, and I was like, oh, it's us.
Your mindset was totally different, I'd imagine, going into the last album. You know, I know that you had put out the EP and then, you know, released the album, but what was the mindset for this? Was it kind of to replicate the success, but not basically, you know, recycle?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, the thing is that
because it would have been so easy for you guys to just do Moneygrabber too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think, you know, obviously second record, you know, after having a bit of success, you have your whole life to make that first record, and then you're kind of making the second one under duress, meaning you're traveling. We were writing and still recording while we were going and doing shows at Bonnaroo and stuff last year. So it was definitely stressful, and you know, there's expectations, you know, it's like you want to build on the success we've had, but at the same time, it would have been very easy for us to make Picking Up the Pieces Part 2, and that just felt like a cop-out, especially because the first record was so heavily influenced by Motown and 60s soul music. I think we got just kind of tired as a band of people that had a quick listen that would just give it that one retro or throwback label, when I always felt like that record was equally as much like 80s new wave influenced, British northern soul influence, a little bit of indie rock, a little hip hop, and it was in a put in a blender, and you got this cool hybrid, but it was on a subtle tip. simply pigeonhole us with that one description. I feel like this record is much broader. It feels like the conjunctions and the hybrids are even more drastic and extreme, but at the same time it always feels like us and feels genuine. It's always about great songwriting, and it's got to make you want to dance, right?
So what do the songs actually start out as? Is it just basically you at your piano or your organ or whatever?
Every song is different, and that's what I kind of love about, especially the second record was, some would start with me late night at the piano, others was Noel brought an idea to me, some we just went in the studio and jammed for a couple days and pulled out some ideas from that. It was literally every song had its own incarnation. Jon, our drummer, lives in Montana. He created this great track, sent it down to us, and Noel and I sat there and wrote the lyrics and melody to that. So it was really, it was cool to see the different combinations of how we could get there. And because we wanted to take a lot of chances on this record and push the sound and take it to new places, we literally, I think, wrote almost 35 to 40 songs in a very, very short amount of time to get there.
Awesome. And talk to me a little bit about the first single. Because, already it's being played so many times. I feel, what is it, like a month or two old? And it's...
Yeah, it's a couple months old.
Yeah.
Out of My League is the new single, and the record comes out May 7th. And just feel like really fortunate that it's gotten a great response, especially I knew that song kind of definitely felt like us, but felt like, wow, this was on the more stronger sides of us pushing the boundaries of what you could say Fitz and the Tantrums was. But I think it's been getting this amazing reception from people. I think fans of our old albums are really into it, and we're getting a whole bunch of new fans. I think it's a story, it's a universal story, I think everybody in their life, if not often, has fallen for that person that might just be in the next sect above them, the next category of hotness or not hotness. It's like, I think for me, I always think that like when I get to actually go on a date with somebody that I'm really excited about, I always feel like I'm like getting away with something, And I think that sort of idea is a universal one that everyone can relate to. The song is meant to also be fun and energetic and make you want to dance. I think our music, it's like we put a lot of all of our heart and soul into them, but at the same time, not all of them, not every song has to be totally very serious. For us, our music and our shows, especially live, it's about joyful fun. There's no pretension. We're not trying to be the coolest band in the world. We just are giving it 150% every night when we play, and we get the crowd really involved with us, and you can expect to be called out if you're just sort of sitting there crossed-armed and not participating and having fun with us. It's supposed to be a celebration, and I think this record is even more capitalizing on that and the kind of energy that we developed in our live show.